Call all Yahawah, Bashima Mashiach, Bomalak Yahushai. We are the brothers at O.F.I. First and foremost, want to say Ashar Passat, happy Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, as we
Con,
wind down the opening day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the Passover. A beautiful thing for us to return to our heritage, Most High willing, and return and increase the fear of the Most High. So we want to say across all Yasha Allah, Ashar Passat, happy Passover, and everybody who's keeping a Passover, in its proper season, whether you just kept it with us in some of the other camps at sundown yesterday, or if you kept the Passover, before the season that we keep it in, as long as you're keeping the Passover, Lord willing, through the spirit and power, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Most High willing, we'll all see eye to eye in the kingdom if we be in that number. Brother Nakamaya, O.F.I.
all praise to the Most High, Brother Abraya, O.F.I, Shalom, Shalom to all the saints of Yasha Allah. Pray the Most High God keeps his holy angels camp around everybody who's diligently seeking him and bidding to that marriage. And Lord willing, we can taste them, get a taste of what the kingdom's like, Lord willing, when the Most High sends his son back to bind up our enemies, confound our enemies, Lord willing. So Abraya O.F.I, Shalom, Shalom. A sharp Pasak as well, all praises.
Shalom, Shalom, Israel. It's Brother Yahawah of O.F.I. All praise to the Most High. Ashar Pasak. Call Allah Yahawah Shalom Mashiach Malak Yahushua.
Khan, Ashar Passat, Shalom family, Ahabatah Israel. Call Allah Yahweh Bashem and Mashiach Malak Yahushai. Kwam Yashala. Brother Cyrac. Let's get it.
Con. Well, we in these end days, these end times, chiefly is very important for us to all increase our fear of the Most High. There's a lot of doctrines out here, a lot of things, ways of this world that try to tell you and try to keep you from fearing the Most High and from following the Most High and keeping His commandments. So, through the Spirit, Lord willing, we want to bring out this lesson, Lord willing, the edifying, rapid fire precepts on fearing the Most High. With that, I'll kick it off with the classic Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. You know what I mean? So we can the whole matter, the conclusion of the whole matter. Fearing the Most High and keeping His commandments. For this is the whole duty of man, right? And we know also that in terms of when we come, well, I know me too. When I first came into this truth, I thought I feared the Most High, right? I kind of pray. I ain't pray every day. I might have prayed once or twice a week. You know what I mean? Like kind of going through your day. If you needed something, sometimes I might have called on the Most High, right? Thought His name was Jesus. I thought Jesus was God, right? I have no fear of the Most High, right? Because I wasn't keeping no commandments as well. So I want to bring this out. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahawah and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. So we know that whole duty of man as being Israelites, whether you're Israelite man, Israelite woman, Israelite child, our whole duty is to fear Yahawah and keep His commandments. And if you're not fearing Yahawah, if you're not keeping the commandments, you don't really fear Yahawah, right? You got it, Kings.
Khan, all praise to the Most High. Beautiful precept. I'm going to follow up on that. We're going to go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 8 and verse 6, Lord willing. It's Deuteronomy, chapter 8 and verse 6. And it reads, it says, therefore thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, to walk in all His ways and to fear Him. All right, so that's playing upon tables. That's clear. We have to fear Yahawah Bashem Yahushua, right? Brothers got it.
Con, all praise to the Most High. What comes with fearing the Most High God, we understand is instruction, right? Because His law His law is what we need to keep so that we can show that we do fear him. Because you don't truly fear him if you're not listening to what he's saying, being obedient to him. So I'm gonna grab this Proverbs 1:7 because this is something that we see all the time in Israel, man, especially with Jake and Eve out here. They're not scared of the Most High God because they're not keeping His law. They're showing that they're not scared. You know what I mean? They say things like, "I don't fear nothing but God," but that'd be the furthest from the truth due to their actions. You can see it, right? So in the book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 7, it reads, "The fear of the Lord Yahawah is the beginning of knowledge." Right? We hear this all the time. It's the beginning of knowledge, the fear of the Lord. You know? Well, it says, "But fools despise wisdom and instruction." Right? That wisdom and instruction, that's the laws of the Most High God. A fool is gonna be scared of that. Is gonna despise it as well, more than anything. Because they know that their deeds are wicked. They know what they're doing is very evil. So they don't like to get instruction from anybody, especially the laws of the Most High God. So they clearly don't fear the Most High God. With that being said, you got it, brother. It's all right.
God. I go to Psalms chapter 111, verse 10. That's Psalms chapter 111 and verse 10. Classics, I would say. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Mm-hmm. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endure forever. So we see right here out the gate, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. You know, and key words is the beginning. You know, don't even begin to be wise until you fear the Lord. That's the beginning of wisdom. And it go hand in hand when they say a good understanding have all they that do his commandments. All praise to the Most High. Because once you begin to fear the Lord, you're going to keep his commandments. You're going to start to get more understanding. Start to keep more commandments. Start to move through the Spirit and get more understanding. All praise to the Most High. But the key is fearing the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. You got it, King.
Khan. And that's a beautiful point. Them some beautiful precepts, Malachi. I'm gonna go Psalms 25 and 12 to land me back off that, because also too, you can't even fear the Most High if the Most High doesn't put that spirit on you to fear him. You know what I mean? A lot of times in this world, hey, we might fear damn gangs. You know what I'm saying? We might fear death. We might, a lot of people fear losing money. You know what I'm saying? Hey, might fear losing your woman, losing that job.
God.
You're gonna go extra hard if you fear losing that job. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you're gonna be at work early. You might kind of work harder. You know, if you fear losing your woman, hey, you might bring her flowers home every damn day. You know what I'm saying? You kind of calling her, "Hey, baby, what you doing? How you doing? I love you." You kind of telling her you love her 1,000 times. You know what I mean? But when it comes to fearing the Most High, brothers and sisters be lackadaisical. You know what I mean?
Lackadaisical.
Con. So let's go to Psalms 25 and 12, and it reads, "What man is he that feareth Yahawah? Him shall he teach in the way that he shall choose." So when you fear the Most High with that righteous fear, right? The Most High going to guide your steps. He's going to show you the things in which that are pleasing to him, and he's going to make it known unto you plain. You know, just like when you in a relationship, hey, if your significant other doesn't like A, B, and C, they gonna kind of tell you that. Like, you know what? I like when you do this. I don't like when you do that. And if you want to keep that relationship, you're gonna do the things in which are pleasing to your significant other for out of fear of losing that person. So how much more when the Most High instructs you in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to fear him and instruct your ways on how to fear him? Is that a beautiful thing? Y'all got it, Kings.
God. Yeah, that's right, man. That's right. All praise to the Most High. For my next one, let's get the book of Philippians, chapter 12, and chapter 2, Salakia, and verse 12. Right. Like the brother was just saying, man, Jake, you fear losing your job, right? You fear losing your woman. You fear losing your money, your dog, your cat. You know, but what you really should fear is Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahushai, and you should fear, you know, the result of your end, whether or not you're going to receive salvation, right? And it's a way that you have to go about, you know, trying to, you know, make your calling and election sure, right? So let's get Philippians 2:12. It says, wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Right? So you got to work your salvation out afraid. You got to be afraid of not obtaining salvation. Right? You're wasting your time being fearful of all of these things you could lose in the world. And I actually want to let's take a deeper dive into that real quick. Salakia, Philippians. Let's take a deeper dive real quick.
That was 2 and 12, King. Come.
12. Get there. We'll take a deeper dive into this trembling, right? It's G5156. Right? The word is tramos. See that? Tramos. We go down just a little bit. It says a trembling or quaking with what? With fear, right? So you actually sitting there kind of trembling with fear over your salvation, right? And who's in control of your salvation? And that's Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahushai. It says with fear and trembling used to describe the anxiety of one who distrusts his ability completely to meet all requirements. And you should be fearful on whether or not, you know, you proving yourself worthy, right? If you meeting those requirements, if you actually keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, right? You see that? And then we just go down a little bit and it says a trembling, i.e. quaking with fear. All right, so that's clear, man. You got to fear the Lord and you got to work out your salvation with fear and trembling, man. And I'm talking about really be afraid. Don't think for 1 second that this is a game, man. You got to really understand and really be scared of what the Lord can and will do. You got it, King.
And Salaki, real quick, King, you know what that might be a transliteration of too in the English? It sounds like that. That's probably like the root word of trauma. You know what I'm saying? You kind of got to be traumatized of what's going to happen if you don't make it. You know what I'm saying? You know, like some people go through certain traumatic situations. They wake up PTSD. You can't sleep. You keep reliving that. That's what that remind me of. All praises. You got it, King.
No, Khan, you just made a great point about that, because going back to what you said, like we literally jump out the gym for everything else, right? For like you said, a significant other, a job, man. So many Jakes and Eves out here is bending over backward, right, for their job, for their manager, right, for the owner. They tell them to do all A through Z, right, and they'll jump to do it to keep that job. But for the Most High God, they can't keep His laws, which we know is simple. It's an easy thing if you do it, if you're diligently trying to seek it, right? I'm gonna go back to where you just left off, Nakamaya. I'm gonna go to Psalms 25. I'm gonna go to 14 though, because this is important too, right? Because a lot of our people, they say, "Oh, the Bible is full of lies." You talking about the Bible? That's full of lies. The so-called white man wrote that book, right? But we know that they haven't read this book and they don't have no understanding of it because they're not fearing the Most High God, like the brother Sirach brought out. They have no understanding because they have no wisdom. They have no wisdom because they're not reading these things and not keeping the laws of the Most High God. So, like I said, I'm gonna grab that Psalms 25. I'm gonna go 14. I'm gonna jump down two verses. It says, "The secret of the Lord Yahawah is with them that fear Him." The secret, right? You out here. The word and his understanding of this word is a secret. It was a book that has been bound up. That's all praise to the Most High, being unsealed at this moment, in this time that we're in. And it says, and he will shew them his covenant. The them is the one who are fearing the Most High God. The Israelites that are fearing the Most High God, he's going to show them his covenant, show him the secret of this book, which is that we are God's chosen people, the so-called Black, Latino, and Native Americans, um, that are products of Deuteronomy 28. Right? We have a beautiful heritage, is what he's trying to show us. We have laws. We have a God, Most High God, that created everything and destroyed everything that ever was. And that's the beautiful secret about this. And we're not going to truly prosper until we keep these laws, statutes, commandments, and we start to fear the Most High God how he wants us to. Khan, you got it, King. Brother Sarah.
Kind of all praise. I'll let me back off that. You know, you mighty precept about the secret of the Lord is with them that fear him. I'm going to go to Proverbs 2 and 5. That's Proverbs chapter 2, verse 5.
Khan.
And it reads, then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. See that? All praise to the Most High. That's how you find the knowledge that the Most High put on this earth, right? For his saints. When you start to fear him, you start to keep the commandments, everything go hand in hand, right? It goes back to getting that understanding, having them secrets, finding out the knowledge of the Most High. All praise to the Most High. So you got to fear the Most High, man. That's where it all begins, where it all starts. And go back to like we were saying, hey, you fear losing your job. Hey, you know, people fear these laws that, you know, our oppressors got out here. You know, Esau and them got these laws, man. It's brothers that we see in the Bible don't smoke, brothers can't do it. Man, brothers get on papers, now they quit smoking. They fear, right? They fear that punishment. They fear, I mean, I got 2 years over my head, I can't violate.
Khan.
You know what I mean? They fear that time. Hey, man, you got to fear the Most High. Take you about this world and destroy your soul. Got to fear the Most High. Y'all got it.
Con. Hey, I was one of them people back in the world when I was on probation. Man, you know what I'm saying? I thought I'd never stop smoking weed. You got on probation. You follow what I'm saying? You go, look, dang, no, I can't smoke. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even back then. Hey, nigga, I can't smoke, bro. I'm on probation. I can't get high off weed. Let me get a black him out. You know what I'm saying?
It was dangling that time over your head.
Scared, petrified. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying, how much more? I'm gonna go Proverbs 22 and 4. Because even in terms of when we talk about a lot of people fear that job, they fear losing that job because they fear losing that money. At the end of the day, they fear, you know, that money is like their livelihood. Because we know we all got to pay bills. It ain't gonna be simple. Now you got bills, you got things that you need to clothe yourself. You know, you got to eat food. You know what I'm saying? If you got wives, if you got husbands, or a husband, Salakia, you know, a husband, if you have wives, children, we got responsibilities out here. So we get it. We not being simple saying that we don't understand that there's not an order in things, but you can't be fearing your employer. What do you fear the Most High? We got to realize, hey, the Most High controls is the reason why you got that job. You know, the Most High is the reason why you getting that check or whatever you getting, right? So the Proverbs 22 and 4 says, by humility and the fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life. So if you really want them true riches, honor, life, you know, that honor goes into even being exalted into a certain position, whether you're on the lower state or whether you put into a so-called higher state, right? It all starts and begins with fearing the Most High. And we're not saying, don't get it twisted. We're not, what do they call it? Prosperity preaching. Same prosperity preaching. We ain't saying, hey, if you want to get the bag, all you got to do is fear the Most High. You know what I'm saying? and be in the wrong spirit and say, well, look, hey, I'm fearing you most time, keeping commandments now. Why I ain't got the bag? You know, you don't want to get in that spirit. You want to fear the Most High in truth and sincerity as well, which is very important, because just because you fear the Most High, them riches might not be physical. Hey, you may build you up spiritually. You may be built up more at knowing them secrets. Hey, that's true riches, knowing the secrets of the Most High. Hey, understanding the precepts, understanding the breakdowns. You know what I mean? Hey, understanding that you are Israelite. Because we come from a world where we thought we was just niggas and blacks and spics and Native Americans and Indians, and you follow what I'm saying? So that's a part of them riches. It's not always on the physical level, you know. And the Most High may bless you with the wealth of health. You know what I'm saying? There's many different folds on that. So I just wanted to bring that out. You got to fear the Most High, like I said, and the Lord are riches, humility, and honor and life, right? And ultimately, we know that life goes into salvation, that everlasting life. Y'all got it, Kings.
God, that's well said, man.
All praise.
All praise to the Most High. We gotta fear Yahawah Yahweh, and we gotta. That's really the reasons why we get on here or go out to the streets to do the work, because we fear how many times we've transgressed the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments, right? And so we want to, be obedient, as we are commanded to teach. We commanded to pass this word on. We commanded to go out to the highways and byways. And we also are aware that, it blots out transgressions. And we got a lot of transgressions we need blotted out. Years and years and years and years of them, right? All praise to the Most High. So sometimes we got to take a look back at how our forefathers even moved, right? Moving with the fear of Yahawah Yahweh. And so for that, I want to go to the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 7. All right, we're going to go to the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 7. And it says, by faith, Noah, being warned of God of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, right? So he was moved by fear. And you got to kind of think of it this way too. It's what's that? What they be saying in the world? You got to watch how you moving. You got to move this way. You got to move that way. Well, you got to kind of ask yourself, are you moving with fear of Yahawah Yahweh? Right? Does that fear motivate you, right, to be a better servant? You gotta ask yourself daily, hey, how am I moving, man? Hey, ask your brother how he moving. Are you moving with fear of the Lord, or are you just kind of going through the motions in this thing? You just kind of you read the accounts, you see how fearful Yahawah can be, but you kind of just, well, none of those things ever happened to me. And we had that happen at camp. A brother came up saying, whoop-de-woo, and well, how come the Lord hasn't, he kind of asked, how come the Lord hasn't punished me yet then for moving the way that I've been moving, right? I don't know if brothers remember that, but the brother kind of, all praises, the brother kind of, yeah, well, how come the Lord has, and that's not moving with fear. You don't actually fear the Lord when you can even, utter those type of words. You see what I'm saying? So we take a look back and see how it says, we started back from the top. It says, by faith, Noah, being warned of God of things not seen as yet, moved with fear. So Noah was moving with fear, man. And that's a wise and righteous thing to do. It says, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith, right? So all praise to the Most High, man. We see Noah was moving with fear, man. And the Lord told Noah to build an ark. He fears the Lord, so he followed that commandment, man. All praise to the Most High. Brother got it.
Oh, hey, man, that was so mighty, because and that's truly the spirit, man, because it's going literally into what I was just about to bring out. I didn't know how it was going to connect, but the Most High, he's unstoppable, man. And just to show a recent instance of that, because like the brother said, Noah feared the Most High God with all his heart, and all his soul. He loved him with all his heart and all his soul. So he moved by his direction. He feared him, so he did what he told him to do. Right. I'm about to share my screen real quick because there's a young brother, young Jake, just passed recently. He was just in a shootout with a you would say one of his ops, right? And it's one of those things where I'm just let it play.
I go down, I'm trying to stuff everything in the car, and my son wake up and he see it. He like, oh, what's up, Dad? But I'm already in the driver's seat, like hiding my elbow. I'm like, hey, we're gonna play a little game in the fucking hospital, but you're about to fry right here. And if they come save you, then they come save you. If not, then you're toasted. You're gone.
So he's talking about a situation where he had a shootout in his house where somebody came to rob him. As you see right here, they got the blood still on the ground. This man, he did this interview that you just saw, and literally it was like a week later, he get killed by the same people who him and his girlfriend killed right here on his floor. And he's on there bragging about all this stuff, right? But more so than anything, he doesn't. You can tell that the young man didn't have the fear of the Most High in him. He wasn't scared of anything, right? He stayed in the same city. Our people, when these things happen, they start doing stuff like this, right? Posing with money, talking about fast forward a death day, right? Talking about somebody, your own brother who you just killed, who was trying to kill you, because the Most High God, he's not playing, man. He gonna send whoever after you when you're not keeping his law, statutes, and commandments. So he doing all this, and then a week later after he take this picture, he gone. He out of here, right? So the Most High God, man, he's not playing, and he's not slack concerning his promises if you're not fearing him. But he will deliver you if you are fearing him and keeping his law, statutes, and commandments, as we've seen with Noah, right? He feared him, and so he delivered him out of that. So I'm going to bring out this Psalms 34 and 7. That's the book of Psalms, chapter 34 and verse 7. You know, this is something that we got to keep in the forefront of our mind, man. Being so afraid of what the Most High God can do to you, that it humbles you, right? That young man wasn't humble. So the Most High God dealt with him. The Most High God gonna get up with you.
Right.
If it ain't now, it's later. This is the book of Psalms 34 and 7. It says, the angel of the Lord Yahawah encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. That's a very important part of this, right? Just understanding that the angel of the Lord is going to camp around about them that fear him. What does that look like? That looks like the mightiest security guards you could ever have. A bouncer ain't got nothing on the angel of the Lord. Right? And we see it says, and delivereth them. So if that young man was fearing the Most High God, keeping the commandments, and all that stuff happened to him, he might have got delivered about that. Let it believe, right? It's all up to the Most High God at the end of the day. But seeing how he wasn't humbled after already getting an attempted robbery that could have went sour then, you weren't humble, and then the Most High God took you out. See, that's why we gotta have fear of the Most High God. So things like this, so he can keep that holy angel encamped around us, and he can deliver us out of these type of situations. Or else we're not gonna be. Like, what would the story of Noah be if he didn't fear the Most High God? He'd have drowned in that flood, him and all his family. Surely.
Right.
Oh, praise, man. This is a serious. The Most High God don't play. Like I said, he's not slack concerning his promise. He will take you out over something that you deem to be small, but is a very big thing to him. Our brother's got
God. Oh, praise, man. Hey, man.
Oh, and I pray the Most High God have mercy on that young king's soul, but you know,
God.
Lord
willing. God. Let me bring out a little two-piece to that real quick. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 27. That's Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 27. And it reads, the fear of the Lord is a fountain of life to depart from the snares of death. See that? It goes right into having them angels are camping around you, right? And you know, you can depart from the snares of death. When you in that folly and living that life, man, you ain't fearing the Lord, man. Hey, you're gonna get that snare, that's that trap. You're right in that death trap. I'm gonna bring out this Proverbs chapter 10, verse 27.
Salakia. What was that precept?
That's Proverbs chapter 14, verse 27. Got Proverbs chapter 14, verse 27. And now I'm gonna go to Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 27. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 27. And read, the fear of the Lord prolongeth days, but the years of the wicked shall be short. See that? Go right hand in hand, man. Perfect harmony, right? We seen that, hey, the angel camped around them that what? That fear of the Lord. And we seeing, hey, the fear of the Lord, that's that fountain of life, right? To keep you from the snares of death. Then you seeing that it prolongeth your days. Hey, but the years of the wicked shall be short.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's another reason why we thank the Most High so much, because we was, man, for that grace and mercy that he gave us. All praise, Lord willing, we stay in this thing. Because we wasn't fearing the Lord. You know, we wasn't fearing him, man. He still allowed us to, you know, come into this truth, man. We got to be so grateful and so thankful. Our days could have really been shortened. We weren't fearing the Lord. Because we all done grew up and we all done been to a lot of funerals, man, and watched a lot of our brothers and sisters, man, get put in that grave. We watched this precept play out all throughout our life. You know what I'm saying?
Most certainly.
So we just so thankful. And now that he done woke us up, and now we, you know, we starting to begin to get some wisdom now. Why? Because we fearing the Lord. All praise to the Most High, and we hope that we increase that fear day by day.
That's right.
Y'all got it.
Con, man. That's sad though too, because death ain't nothing to play with. You know what I mean? And the Most High, the Most High ain't playing. He ain't playing. You know. And just like even last night when we was keeping the Passover, you know, we heard a whole shootout.
A straight up shootout.
HQ, y'all remember that, brothers? Remember that? Bullet. We literally blowing the shofar. We hear we thinking that it's the police. They like blowing a siren.
Like, hold on. That's why I told y'all stop real quick. I'm like, hold on. I heard something. I'm like, I know it's not what I think is going on over here. I heard some shouting, and then you know, minutes later, like you said, the shots got to ringing out.
And my wife looked on a book, and it was somebody got killed last night over there. You know, they had brought out the yellow. Well, Salaki, I don't know if they got killed. They brought out the yellow tape, so somebody got shot or something. The crime scene, something. You know, you know what I'm saying. But we led to believe somebody got killed over there. You know, I want to land me back off what the brother brought out. Let's go to Proverbs 9 and 10. We're gonna go through 12. Proverbs 9 and 10 through 12 says, "The fear of the Lord Yahawah is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. For by me, for by Yahawah, thy days shall be multiplied, and the years of thy life shall be increased." So the Most High, man, hey, you fear the Most High, and it's a very practical thing too. Like you fear the Most High, he gonna give you that wisdom to move different. Certain situations that you probably was gonna be in, you just not gonna be in no more, right? You know, people always say too. We heard a couple of brothers say this, come to camp, be like, "Well, what does it profit me to like? How's the Bible? How is that changing your life?" You know what I'm saying? Or they kind of ask you like, "Okay, I read the Bible now. What? How's that gonna help me?" Then you fear the Most High, man. He gonna guide your steps, right? Gonna prolong your life. You know, even not just on getting killed, even on situations of health. Hey, you keeping the dietary law, you got it, King.
Yeah, they asked how is it gonna help me now?
God.
I got bills to pay now. I need food now.
God.
You got it.
Yeah, that's how it's gonna help you. Hey, by giving you this bread of life, right? And we just read too, hey, he provides you with riches. What it say? He lifted up the beggar from the dunghill and set him among princes.
That's
You
right.
know? So it's like the fear of the Most High, like it says, verse 11, for by me thy days shall be multiplied, and the years of thy life shall be increased. I mean, hey, without the Most High, you was probably going, you know how they say in the world, man, hey, niggas ain't living past 21. You know, oh, it's a prayer to see my 18th birthday. Man, and it's truth. You know what I mean? You probably was going to live to be 18 in the world, but now he multiplied. You think about math. If you multiply anything outside of the number one, you're going to get a greater number, right? So if you was going to live 15 years, he might have multiplied it by 2. Now you might live to 30 if that's your lot. Hey, or he may multiply you by 5. My mental math ain't that good. I can't do 15 by 5. What is that, like 45 or something like that? 30?
45, you got
Okay,
it.
all praises. All praise
Hey,
to
you
the
said
Most
about 5?
High. Huh? God.
5 la. That's 75, bro.
75.
No, 15 by 5.
Yeah, Con.
75.
Okay, well, all praises. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? But verse 12, it says, if thou be wise, thou shalt be wise for thyself. But if thou scornest, thou alone shall bear it. You know, and that's a multifold, but it's two folds on that right here that I want to talk about. Is that it say fearing the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and if it says if thou be wise, thou shalt be wise for thyself. I mean, hey, you can't fear the Lord for me. You know what I'm saying? Like you, if I don't fear the Lord, now we ain't saying that the Most High might not have mercy on me because of your prayer. You keeping law, statutes, and commandments. Hey, like Sirach always bring out, and we getting some people say in the world, hey, I'm here on my grandmama's prayer. You know what I'm saying? But chiefly, man, you got to fear the Lord for yourself. Like the king just brought out, what was that? That Philippians 2:12. Fine, that work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You know, but then we also see how your fear of the Most High can save your family. Look what he brought out in that Hebrews. It clearly said because Moses feared the Most High also saved his family because when he was instructed out of the fear of the Most High, he built the ark, and chiefly it ended up saving his family.
Noah.
Yeah, Salaki. I said Moses, Salaki. Noah. The water, Malaki.
I on the bar.
I got it, Kings.
Praises.
Con.
Yeah, that's right, man. I got a quick 2-piece on the brother. We're going to the brother situation that Brother Abraya brought out. We're gonna start with Luke 1:50. Luke 1:50. It says, and his mercy is on them that fear him from generation to generation. So, like the brother was saying, man, if he was to be abiding by, living and moving by the fear of Yahawah B'Shem Yahushai, and that young brother may have received some mercy, right? It may not have happened that way. It may not have ended up, how it ended up. But when you out here and you living, and then that reminds me of how people really be having a nerve to say, I'm living fearless out here. I don't fear nothing. How you don't fear nothing, man? You gotta humble yourself, man. Who exactly do you think you are when you're saying you don't fear anything? Shit, what Salakia, what do I need to fear? I got that strap on me. Hey, what is a strap gonna do to Yahawah, man? You gotta fear the Lord, man. Some things just don't make no sense. And then we're gonna go to the book of Malachi, chapter 3. Malachi chapter 3. And we're gonna read verse 5, Lord willing. Malachi chapter 3 and verse 5. It says, and I will come near to you to judgment, and I will be a swift witness. Right? So like you were saying, the brother committed that murder. He got to bragging about it. And then just 1 week later, and the Lord took him up out of here. So he came to him with that judgment in a swift manner.
Swift.
And it's not just that could be anybody. And that could be us if we get to slipping in this truth. And the Lord decided, hey, all right, I'm about to deal with this brother swiftly. Oh, he think I'm playing. But yeah, he was waxing mighty this week, but now he want to be doing this. Okay, let me show him something. It says, and I will come near to you to judgment, and I will be a swift witness against the scorners, the sorcerers, Salakia, and against the adulterers, and against false swearers, and against those that oppress the hireling and his wages, the widow and the fatherless. So he's giving you a list of all those he gonna visit with swift judgment. Now watch, let's stay tuned into the list. It says, and that turn aside the stranger from his right, and fear me and fear not me, saith the Lord of hosts. You see that? So those who don't fear him made that list of who's going to receive a swift judgment. Hey, you don't fear the Lord, he'll come show you why you need to fear him. And it may not be you. He may not take your life, and he may come and take your son's life. He may come and take your daughter's life. So you can still be here to see an example of why you need to fear the Lord. Right? So, hey, those who fear him, Slaki, those who don't fear him, hey, y'all made this list too of who's going to receive a swift judgment. Right? You got it, King.
And bring out that verse 6, that classic. That even brings more. So like I don't mean more, like that wasn't heavy in itself, but we normally bring out that Malachi 3 and 6 to show the Most High don't change. But the context of that is that 5.
It says, verse 6 says, for I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. And like the brother was saying, we often go to this to show, that the Lord don't change. He's the same as when from the beginning. He's going to be the same all the way into the end. So really, he's trying to show you, like, hey, I'm still that same great and terrible God. And that'd be for those who want to say, well, yeah, he changed in the New Testament. He's a lot nicer now. Hey, the Lord is good. The Lord is great. He's fair. He's nice, but he's also terrible too. And he also will show you why you need to fear him. Right? I got it.
Yeah, that point right there is a big one. Oh, it's the New Testament now. He's nice now. Like Sarah be saying, they be saying the Old Testament guy's mean. He was mean.
Yeah, a mean.
He said he ain't changed. Right? And he says, therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed if you're, keeping these laws, so that you're fearing him, if you're not doing these things that will get you consumed. All right. And we know that he's still gonna bring forth his recompense, whether it be swiftly or delayed. It used to be much more swift back then, for sure, but it can still be swift today. And I'm gonna bring out this. I'm gonna bring this out in the law because it's funny. It makes sense why the Christian church or a lot of these dogmatic ideologies now say that the Old Testament was dark or we should stay away from it. It makes a lot of sense. Let's go. I'm gonna go to Deuteronomy 6. I'm gonna start at verse 12. Just understanding who our Lord is, get a deeper understanding, right? In His law about fearing Him. As Deuteronomy 6 and 12 says, then beware, lest thou forget the Lord Yahawah, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. So he's already giving you that warning. That's what beware is, a warning. Beware lest thou forget the Lord Yahawah. Right? Why is he saying beware? We gotta really even dive into that. What's the understanding of that? Why is he giving us a warning to beware? And what is he telling us to beware of? Verse 13 says, thou shalt fear the Lord Yahawah, thy God, and serve him, and shalt swear by his name. So he's already telling you that you shall do this. We know when we hear that phraseology, that is a commandment. That's what he's telling you to do. So he's saying you shall fear him, which is a big part of this, and serve him. That serving him is another big part. understanding how to serve him properly by keeping his commandments. You know, there's something coming up right now. We're in the Passover season, all right, which is we love it. It's a beautiful time. We love gathering with the families and understanding our history and what's going on, right, and what happened even in the Exodus. But we have to always remember who this is that we're serving, what he demands of us, because we know that on the 9th of April, a lot of people, a whole lot of people, like it says, that broad gate, right? They're going to be celebrating Easter, which goes into this. Let me bring up this 14. Ye shall not go after other gods. The first thing you're doing when you're celebrating Easter is you are instantly into idolatry. It's because you don't understand the history of Easter, where they get Easter from. There's like 4 gods throughout history that resemble the same person that you get to Easter. You got Astarte, Ashtaroth, you got Ishtar, right? All the way down to Easter. It's the same thing. A trans fertility sex quote unquote god. Keeping Easter,
transgender God.
transgender god, right? So if you keep in Easter, you're instantly into idolatry. You're not fearing the Most High God.
That's right.
You have no fear of the Most High God in you at all, because you breaking one of the first things He told you in Exodus 20. You going to serve other gods. You know, we all used to be in it. All praise to the Most High. He brought us out of it, and Lord willing, He keeps us out of it. Because that's the worst form of not serving Him and being disobedient to the Most High God you can be, by going off serving other gods. That's going to get you killed. That's going to bring about that swift judgment. Or delayed. You know, the Most High God, He does what He wants.
God.
We just pray that He keeps His holy angels encamped around us, and that He keeps us on the right path of fearing Him, down that narrow path, not that broad one that leads to destruction. You got it, brother.
God, all praises, man. Beautiful precept.
Oh, praise.
So, like, I'm gonna go 1 Corinthians, chapter 3 and verse 19. I'm gonna do a quick little 3-piece real quick. Let me line these up real quick. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 19. And it reads, for the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. For it is written, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness. I came here because we going to see what the beginning of true wisdom is. Because, man, the Lord don't care about your IQ, you pass the bar and all them type of things. The Lord don't care about your GPA. You know, so forth and so on. That's foolishness with Him. He shows us where you get real wisdom at when you fear Him. Because you can know all this stuff in this world and not fear Him, and you're a damn fool. Hey, that's clear. It say that's foolishness with the Most High. You don't care all that other stuff you know about Esau and what he got going on in these other nations, right? That's foolishness. Let's see what real wisdom is. We're gonna go to Job, chapter 28, verse 28. That's Job, chapter 28, verse 28. And unto man he said, behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding. See that? Fear of the Lord, that's true wisdom. All that other stuff, man, is foolishness, man. Flat out. And brothers run around here thinking they real smart, but they damn fools at the end of the day, because they not fearing the Most High. They departing from evil. They ain't even got the beginning of it, don't even know what evil is. A lot of people like, man, I'm a good dude. You run around here, no fringes on, you eating pork, you don't keep the Sabbath, you ain't kept you don't even know what a high holy day is, but you run around here talking about I'm a good dude, and I'm wise, and I'm smart. Man, you're a damn fool. And we was all fools running around here with the wisdom of the world.
God.
You know what I mean? We know how to do everything of the world precise. We get into it. We be real smart with that. When it comes to this law, we didn't fear the Lord. So that's foolish. We see that fearing the Lord, that is wisdom. Let me get one more on this. Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 7. It says, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. Watch this next line. And with all thy getting, get understanding. So it's letting you know, like, hey, you got to go in. You feel me? It's basically like with all your getting, get understanding. Get that wisdom. That's the principal thing. And we find out through the precepts how you get wisdom by fearing the Lord. And that's the beginning. You can't get past, that's the beginning. You can't skip A to get to B and C. The beginning of it is fearing the Most High. All praise to the Most High.
That's right.
Y'all got it.
Mighty precepts. For real. I want to land me back off of that First Corinthians 3 and 19.
God.
I got a little two piece as well. Let's go 1 Corinthians 1 and 20. Go 1 Corinthians 1 and actually let's start with verse 19. 1 Corinthians 1 and 19. Baba Kashah. Because man, this, the world promotes things of stupid wisdom. Let's call it that. The world promotes stupid wisdom, which is an oxymoron. It's wise in the world to damn be a fornicator, right? Like, yeah. Hey, when we was in the world, Jake be like, yeah, I'm dealing with her. I'm hitting her on the side. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna knock off her mama. Then I'm with the daughter. Hey, wise to do evil. You follow what I'm saying? Hey, in the world, they tell you it's wise to scam. They hit licks. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what they call it? Hey, I'm gonna catch a play.
That's what that brother was that got killed. He was a scammer, a celebrity scammer.
You see that? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, the world will tell you, Salaki, it tell you it's wise to get that overtime, right? On Saturday. Nice. Go get that overtime and run that bag up. Somebody sit you down like, man, it's very wise to take advantage of overtime. You better work them Saturdays. Hey, they say it's wise to get your Christmas presents a month or two earlier so you ain't stressing out when the day comes. To tell somebody else like, man, that's wise. Thank you, brother. I'm gonna start doing that. You think you run around here with wisdom. Man, that's foolishness. You got it, King.
Hey, and on that Sabbath, what they call it, time. I mean, the
time
overtime, time and a half.
Yeah, that's wise to get that time and a half, right?
And look how the world rewards you for breaking the laws of the Most High, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this 1 Corinthians 1 and 19 says, "For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent." You know what I'm saying? Think about the understanding of the prudent. That going to people who study. What it say in Ecclesiastes? What's that? 12 and what is that? Is that 12 and what is that? 12 and some that says, and I admonish you to beware of reading many books, paraphrasing.
God.
You know what I'm saying? That's what this goes into when it's saying, and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. Those people who just study. You kind of reading this book, you reading that book. We have brothers that come up to us at camp all the time, like, with their books. Remember the one time the brother came up, he had about damn 50 books. You know what I'm saying? And they had all them books in his book bag, but all of them was in foolishness.
That's at 12 and 12, Ecclesiastes 12 and 12.
12 and 12, the water, King. I'll bring that out right quick, King.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 12. And further, by these, my son, be admonished, of making many books there is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh.
You see that? Hey, you damn driving your mind crazy. You ain't got no sleep. You up all night studying books that have no profit in you.
That's
But
right.
the book of the law right here, you don't even mess with it. Brothers and sisters always say, hey, that Bible ain't got nothing for me. The white man wrote that Bible. Hey, that's foolishness of this world.
That's right.
They say the white man wrote the divine word that was inspired by Yahawah, by Shem Yahushai, given to you by your people. Verse 20.
So like it, that says he the devil as
God,
well. Leave that out. You know what I mean? Like that don't make sense. Make it make sense.
Stupidity. That's stupid wisdom.
Yeah.
Stupid wisdom of this world. Verse 20. And this goes into that. Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where's the disputer of this world? It's basically, hey, the scriptures get in their bag. They kind of calling them out like, hey, we're the wise. Hey, we're the disputers of this world because they can't confound this gospel. They can't confound this truth. It says, have not Yahawah made foolish the wisdom of this world? Man, everything in this world that we think is wise is damn foolishness. I don't care if you're a NASA astrophysicist. Hey, you a damn fool. You trying to break down Yahawah. You can't do it, man. It says, and I like this precept right here, this 21. For after that, in the wisdom of Yahawah, the world by wisdom knew not Yahawah. Like y'all so damn wise. Y'all trying to be what's that little deaf Edomite, deaf dumb kind of on a little Stephen Hawkins.
Stephen Hawkins.
Yeah, man, I can't stand that damn Edomite, man.
God.
And that's why the Most High jacked him up, though. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Most High jacked him up. You feel what I'm saying?
You know, it's funny that you said that because there's a picture of him before when he was younger, like his prime picture where he was just regular. You know what I mean? But there was a quote. Yeah, there was a quote though from what he had said, talking about there is no God and that's childish. Like pretty much to think that there's a God. And then they showed the side by side of how he is now. I was like, oh, praise to the Most High, man.
God, Most High jacked him up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It says, for after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, the world by wisdom knew not the Most High Yahawah. And when you think about that, all these wise, so-called, especially when you get into these geneticists, these astrophysicists, you know what I'm saying? All these people who are supposed to be, like it's saying, what is that in Obadiah? Say the high men of Taman. You know what I mean? All they chief people, damn fools. You know, they want to. Y'all ever heard of that? What's the thing they trying to break down and call the God particle? I mean, y'all can't find the God particles. It don't. The God particle is Yahawah Bashim Yahushai, man.
That's right.
Yahawah in the third heaven, right? It says, it pleased the Most High by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. And that's just a cut right there. It's like, hold on. All this wisdom that y'all got, all these high things that y'all trying to break down and understand, but the Most High, and this is I forget the literary term of it, but it's like when they say the foolishness of preaching, he's not saying that the word is foolish. He basically saying that, look, just this little old word can bring you the true wisdom. We saved by this is supposed to be foolishness with what they claim. You follow what I'm saying? But y'all got all of this so-called high knowledge, and y'all can't even understand the simple things of the precept, the secrets. Y'all ain't hearing the Most High. Y'all got it.
And that's, hey man, what's that? That saying? You think you so smart, you stupid.
God.
Right? And that's how brothers, that's how they moving out here, man. Because if you ain't fearing the Lord, hey, you dumb. You just kind of think about that. The one who created all things, the one who kills, the one who makes alive, you don't fear him. You stupid, man. There's no really getting around it. I want to take us to the Apocrypha in the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9. We're going to start at verse 9. That's 2nd Esdras, chapter 9 and verse 9. It says, then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways. And the ways of the Lord is his law, statutes, and commandments, right? And when you abusing his ways, you don't fear him. It's kind of like, when we were children, or, in a situation where a brother has children. If they just abusing the things that you tell them to do, and they just keep on disobeying over and over and over again. Hey, what did our parents used to say? I see. I'm gonna have to instill some fear in you. I'm gonna have to show you why you need to be afraid of me. And that's this. How much more will Yahawah Bashim Yahushai? Right? It says, then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. Right? So he's saying those who cast away his law despitefully, and you're gonna dwell in torment, right? Let me get that real quick. Salakia. Hey, who wants to dwell in torment, man?
Mm.
Hey, you'd be surprised. Some of our people be, even with the promise of that, they still be with it.
Salakia. Is that? Oh no, I want Matthew. Salakia. Bear with me for just 1 second. Yeah, here we go. I'll pull up this torment, man. We want to see. We want to dwell within this, man. It's Basa Enzo. Basa Enzo, right? And it says to question by applying torture, to vex with grievous pains of body or mind, to torment, to be harassed and distressed. Right? You see that? So the Lord said, hey, those, it said, hold on, so like it says to torture, pain, toil, torment, toss, vex. Hey, so the Lord said, he said, those who cast away my ways despitefully shall dwell in torments, man. And it says in verse 10, it says, for such is as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. And they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. So those who despise the law of the Lord, those who despise his ways, and you, for one, you despise the Lord if you despise his ways, and that's not wise. You don't fear the Lord. It says the same must know it after death by pain. So you see that? That's giving you, if that's not giving you a reason to fear the Lord, then I don't know what will. And you know, Esau, he got all different kind of ways to torture you. You know, he might put you in a basement, pour bleach on you, cut you razors and lemon juice and salt and cut your fingers off and all that type of stuff. Hey, what do you think the Lord can do? What type of ways do you think the Lord can torment you in? Right? That's a very, very fearful thing. So if you don't fear the Lord, hey, you better get right, man. You better get with the program.
Uh-huh.
I got it.
One thing on that, King, that you just said, that's like kind of brought, you know, y'all remember that brothers remember that movie Saw?
Yeah.
How they was kind of torturing, you know what I mean, making all different type of contraptions to torture our brothers and sisters, right? People, this is so cold in that precept that 2nd Ezra 9 and 12, the same must know it after death by pain. When you think about that, to have pain after you already dead, like, you know what I'm saying? The Esau and these other nations, or even the wicked of our people, they can only torture you into death.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I say, the same must know it after death by pain. We know that going into the lake of fire. You know what I'm saying? You got it, King.
And that's also going into that, you know, fear the one who could kill the body and the soul, the body and the spirit, right? Because he can torment your spirit for all of eternity.
No, that's for sure. And you know, it's funny. Both of those points are perfect. Right, just going into the idea of what you had brought up before the king, as far as being weary of much studying, right, and thinking about all these things that really, at the end of the day, mean nothing. All right, you just with that, you're tormenting yourself on that end, right? With the idea of damn God particles and opening what's CERN be talking about, they're doing, opening damn portals to hell, right? Whole bunch of nonsense that they have no foundational proof for. Right? We have proof for the Most High God has done these magnificent wonders, the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Flooding the earth with the ark resting in Mount Ararat. All right, we can see that over in Turkey, where it rested on that mound. So it's just like going with with what you haven't seen any proof of, and you just going off of what somebody's saying, to praise, yeah, that's the Large Hadron Collider, right? Apparently, it says apparently, right? Not even supposedly. They're saying apparently, as in like it's the word apparently means that it's happening. Like this is a thing. I mean, they're actually opening a portal to hell. They're not opening a damn portal to no Hades, right? Which is what they think of as hell. So I got this whole magma-looking picture with a rock and a crater. All that is nonsense, and that's being tossed to and fro. I got a precept. Keep that picture up, Baba Kasha. I got a precept to go into this. It's a little two-piece. It's Ephesians 4:14. It says, I'm gonna start verse 13 because this is important to understand too. Ephesians 4:13. It says, "Till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God," which we know is Yahawah Mashiach the righteous, "unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Christ." All right, watch what it says about this. That we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro. So we gotta come out of all these ideologies, all these dogmatic things and practices that the so-called the other nations, so-called white man, so-called Asian man, all of them are coming up with and offering to you on a silver platter. Like, here, this is the truth. None of that is the truth. Only the laws of the Most High God, which is going to keep us from true damnation that only He can bring forth, right, is the truth. That's the only truth. And look at this. It says that we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine. That's something that we gotta be weary, be scared of. Right? You got people going into chematology, right? The study of Egypt. Then what's some more of these ologies? You got
Scientology.
Scientology, right? You got these damn what's it called now?
The Moors, and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Want to
but
be
you got people dealing with quote unquote carbon dating, right? The actual the study of rock formations and whatnot, geology. All that stuff is inaccurate on a lot of levels.
Astrology too, King. That's
Astrology, yeah, that's one of the worst, right? The study of stars. They naming them stars after Greek gods. That's more idolatry that you're getting into, and that's the wind of doctrine. That's being tossed to and fro. It says also by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness. See, that's something that we always gotta be aware of. We know about that Psalms 83 and their craftiness. That's something that they love to do, is to be crafty. They literally sit back and like, okay, how can we put out a title and an image with it to sway? And it's really the youth. That's what they're really aiming at, because we already did well with the older ages. We need the youth to continue the same path of being destroyed, of not keeping God's laws. We need the so-called Black, Latino, Native American youth to believe that we're opening a portal to hell. Let's scare the hell out of them, right? Let's make them think that there's aliens coming. And we're chasing alien vehicles, UFOs, not the chariots of the Most High God, of their God at that. I don't even know who that God is. So I'm gonna go to this, because this is what we gotta understand, right? Is that we as a people have been messed up because of that Deuteronomy 28:15, not keeping God's commandments. He's whooping us right now. And if you want to keep getting whooped, we're going to keep not keeping his laws. I'm going to build this Isaiah 29:13. It says, wherefore, Slaki, I'm going to bring it out again. Isaiah 29:13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth, and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me. And that's something that we had already did. And it's getting even further. because of these dogmatic practices, just tossing our people to and fro like the wind. It says, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men. And look at that. Literally we're in this study right now. That's a spirit too. He says the fear toward me is taught by the precept of men. What's the precept of men? CERN's opening a portal to hell. Now people talking about, oh, maybe the Bible might be right. They're opening a portal to hell. Why is CERN and what they're doing over there making you believe in the Bible somehow out of nowhere? You got it, Ken. What you want to say?
Yeah, just real quick, I saw something fried earlier, and this is just going into our people just believing in anything that they see because they don't have the fear of the Lord in them. I saw earlier on the book, it was a picture of an alien and a picture of a chimp, and they was holding a human baby. I don't know if y'all seen that before, and the caption was, "Y'all not ready for this conversation." Like it's just we just getting into all type of like just stupidness, man. And it was Yashala too that posted it.
I was almost 100% certain it was our people that put that up.
Yeah, man, you got it.
Because even that phraseology, y'all not ready for this conversation. No, that's us.
Man.
Only we saying some stupid stuff like that. Like, what conversation? That's a mute point. That's an endless. That's a roadblock of a conversation. You trying to have a conversation about a stumbling block, something that's tripping you up. That's stupid. Like what? This is the thing, right? Our people are so destroyed by this white Christianity, right? That this book has scared them so far off that they will literally believe in anything. There's an old saying that go back a long time in our community that if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And we know that something that you should really be standing for is these laws, statutes, and commandments. Because once you're standing on that, nothing, you can't fall for little stupid, slacking from our language, little stupid shit like that. That is ridiculous. That's a terrible meme right there, man. Like it's not even like it's not funny, it's not thought provoking. It definitely has no validity of anything foundational that you can prove. You can't prove a little green man exists. And what the hell does a monkey, a green alien, and a white baby got to do with anything? So what conversation we gonna have about that? Go ahead, King.
But see, that's the thing too. Even in that same statement, why we got to be thankful that the Most High revealed the secrets to us that we fear Him. Because back in the world, brothers get deep into that. What's it called? The Grays. Anunnaki, you know what I'm saying? All of that stuff. Then you got to think about the Darwinists. People would think evolution. So they basically saying like you got the damn evolutionists, and you got the conspiracy theories. Man, that's madness, man. Madness.
And that type of stuff that's tossing you to and fro is gonna toss you right. It's gonna keep tossing you right into the lake of fire. And Lord willing, it's all of the Abba's will. I pray, like Paul said, my prayer for all of Israel is that all Israel might be saved, man. But we know that that's not the case, and we know that that's not going to happen. The Most High God's promise is not going to come back void. He said that only 2/3, not only 1/3 is making honest, and 2/3 is going to have to perish for simpleton little stupid stuff like that the brother just brought up on the screen. Please bring that back up on the screen, brother.
John, I got
you gotta see this idiocracy.
Madness, man. Straight madness.
Straight madness.
Here it is.
And then had the nerve to say y'all not ready for this conversation, though. Please tell me how that conversation is even gonna start. Because by the start of it, I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna end. Real quick.
And it's gonna start with rolling up.
Yep.
Or God knows what else.
Look how just stupid this is.
Look how he got a blanket on them. Like you could tell that they You know what I'm saying? They saying like they slept with each other.
Yeah, yeah. To make the white, they what they saying is, I'm gonna show you just through imagery. The alien and the monkey had a baby, and it was the white man,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
which is nonsense because it's like as much as we don't like the so-called white man and other nations for that matter, you know, it's not just the white man. Just to put that on record. This right here is so stupid. It's to the point where they literally put DIS. This is how crazy our people be. Is this is supposed to be thought provoking, but they put in DIS. Can't even spell this, like, which is one more letter to be real. I get our phraseology, how we act in our community, but come on now. If you wanted to have an intelligent conversation, you can't even spell this. What are we even doing here? Just keep the laws of the Most High God, man. It's simple.
Yeah, that's
Y'all
full.
don't even want to read the book. Y'all just letting people tell you that this is a so-called white man that made this book. You're being taught by the precepts of men. You're not fearing the Most High God, and you're going to ultimately be destroyed for that. Lord willing, He calls you out of that. Lord willing, we stay in that spirit.
And one more thing. Oh, go ahead, Ken. You got it.
And that's powerful, man. Beautiful precept, because that's a good way to know if you really fearing the Lord, right? Going off the precepts on what He say do.
Mm-hmm.
Not off what man telling you to do. Man telling you, He could show you fearing God by doing this, man. Ain't no precept on that. The Lord show you how you fear Him, and that's by keeping His commandments.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that, man. Don't get tossing to and fro by the precept of men, and that's precept of men too. The damn alien with the Edomite baby and the monkey.
That's just stupid.
That's just, and some of that stuff, man. Hey, can't never really say you seen it all, right? Because there's gonna be some more folly. Just keep going, man. And then it's just sad because it's gonna be people following after that. It's gonna be somebody that believe, somebody getting that strong delusion.
That's tossing somebody to and fro.
Somebody on that strong delusion with that. We don't ever get on that like that. You got it though, King. You was about to say something.
I was just saying, remember when we first came into the truth, it was the one brother who was mighty through the spirit we led to believe. What was the brother's name, Sirach? The fish guy, the brother who doing the fish guy now.
We don't even want to promote him. We don't want nobody.
Slocky. Yeah, we don't want nobody
go follow him, and as you know, they like, man, he makes sense.
Yeah, it was a brother, man. Hey, he was mighty. We led to believe through the precepts. Now the brother on some whole other. That's why we got to be thankful at the and that's what should be in our prayers continuously. Hey, Most High, increase my fear of you. You know what I mean? Let the fear of you, Yahawah, not depart from me. Let the faith of Yahweh Shai not depart from me. Because if your faith departed from Yahweh Shai, hey, you out the door, man.
Mm-hmm.
King's got it.
Let me grab this real quick because
got it.
It's really crazy. It's a Proverb 15:33. Because you can't get enough of this, man. The word, it don't skip a beat. And a lot of things in this book should humble you. Seeing somebody being taken out, like I just showed with that young king, that humbled me. It's like certain things in your life should make you stop, reflect on it, and it should humble you to understand the power of the Most High God and how quick He can deal recompense.
So let me get this real quick since he spoke on that faith real quick. It's Sirach chapter 25, verse 12. Fear of the Lord is the beginning of His love, and faith is the beginning of cleaving unto Him. So, hey, man, you got to have that faith in Yahweh Shai as well. And you got to fear the Most High. That's the beginning of His love.
It is.
That's the true beginning. We see it's the beginning of knowledge, the beginning of wisdom, the beginning of understanding, and we see this the beginning of his love.
Mm-hmm.
Can't get around that. You gotta have that faith, man. That's the beginning of cleaving unto him. You got it, King.
Well, that right there it's so key that it's like that's one of the most key points that Christianity is missing. You know, faith is extremely important, but if you don't have the works, if you're not keeping the commandments of the Most High God by fearing that, and that's how you've shown that you fear Him.
Wow.
If you're not doing that, then nothing else is going to be added unto you. You know, the Canaanite woman had faith, right, but she's not keeping no commandments. She wasn't ever going to receive no salvation. She just had great faith. But we know at the end of the day, that's dead. Faith without works is dead, man. So that's just going back into this humility, being humble enough to accept order, right? Accept ranks. That's what it always come down to is order. People be scared of order. People be scared of other things than the Most High God. You got fear in everything else but the Most High God. I want to bring this out, this Proverbs 15:33, because it still goes into what the brother just brought out too. It says the fear of the Lord Yahawah is the instruction of wisdom. So how to go about certain things, right? Like how we got in our law, our dietary law, right? The understanding of what we should and shouldn't eat, even. You know, there's just simple things that everyday things, right? That the Most High God is going to instruct us on and give us wisdom on by fearing Him. And fearing Him is keeping those commandments. And that law, that's found in the commandment. That's found in the law. Understanding what is abominable out here to put in our body. Our people wouldn't be suffering from diabetes and cancer at the highest rates of any other nation of people if we were just keeping those simple laws in Leviticus. You know, just don't eat anything out of the water that don't got fins and scales. How hard is that? There's so much food out here that you can eat that's lawful, but we would rather go out of our way to go get some shrimp, crab, and lobster from Bubba's Seafood, Bubblegum Shrimp, you know what I mean? Going to go to, what's it called? Red Lobster after church at that, you know what I mean? Which is supposed to be their Sabbath. It's just, the Most High God made it simple. That's why all praise to the Most High. Solomon came in and just cut it all, you know, down to a simple precept of understanding that at the end of the day, man, you just gotta fear God and keep His commandments. And one of His commandments is having faith in who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Mashiach Yahawah. And all these things is gonna be added unto you. The kingdom, which is the utmost. That's the one thing we should be. It's like in any sports, right? You starting off in training, the whole off season, the only thing on your mind is that championship, right? That's like you plastering on your wall when you wake up. You seeing national champion. You know what I mean? That's how we should be with the kingdom. And to get to that, there's certain precursors, certain things we have to do. Fearing the Most High God by keeping His commandments. Having faith in His Son, Yahawah HaMashiach. Having those things in the forefront of our mind and understanding that is what we have to do to get to that kingdom. All this other stuff is folly, madness, and just is vain. Like Solomon said, once again, is vanity and vexation of spirit. Tom, Chuck got it.
All praise. And it's beautiful too. Like you said, people don't even know that having faith in the Mashiach Yahawah is a commandment. You know, Deuteronomy 18:18, all praise to the Most High. I'm gonna go to Isaiah 33:6. You know, and this really goes on throughout your whole life, but you know, a little emphasis even on the end days and these end times, which we know we living in. Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So we seeing a lot of people, man, with all this wisdom of the world and all that, man, that's not going to be the stability of these times. That's not going to get you no salvation. Fearing the Lord, keep these commandments. That's going to be that, man. That's going to be that wisdom and that knowledge. You know, these days you got approaching as well as moving through day-to-day life. This is what's keeping us going. That's true wisdom. That's true knowledge, man. Fearing the Lord. That's how we know how to operate. That's our moral compass. This was supposed to make us that great nation for other nations to look upon us like, man, look at them, man.
That's the spirit.
You know what I mean?
That's my next precept.
Okay, kind. I'm going to go to this real quick. I'm just going to go to Ecclesiastes 9 and 18. Speaking of that wisdom. Speaking of these times, right? Wisdom is better than weapons of war. But one sinner destroys much good. So we got to understand that, man.
That's the one.
You know what I mean? They want to get it, man. Let me get loaded up. Let me get let me get the strap with the switch on it. They thinking that's gonna help them, man. Look, this wisdom is better than the weapons of war. And a lot of people tell us, man, what y'all doing? Y'all need to be getting ready, and you know what I mean?
Y'all need to make a military base. Like
y'all need to get that. How y'all gonna take off, man? Look at that on the screen. That's what that's what they want. Man, wisdom better than all that up there.
God.
Because having that with no wisdom, you ain't gonna do nothing. You end up shooting your own brother with it. End up just killing your own people more and more. You can't even do simple things like the brother just said, get in order. That's how our spirits of our people is without the Lord and the fear of the Most High. We get together. They say we even 2,000 deep. And we got one brother like, look, he gonna be the captain. He gonna be that. Man, it's gonna be a brother like him. And this soft-ass nigga the captain. And now they fighting. You feel me? You know how our people is, man. Without that fear of the Lord, having that wisdom, we can't even do nothing. I'm talking about getting together, getting the army. Man, this wisdom of fearing the Lord gonna be our stability, man. This is what's gonna get us that salvation.
Hey, King, and like you say all the time, like, man, this damn U.S. Army got stuff that Call of Duty ain't even put in the game yet.
Man, so, flat out. God. These fucking come through with a damn a pen and kill you. I'm talking about a writing pen.
Ballpoint pen.
They walk by, you like, man, what happened? And you didn't. He just walked with put his pen back in his little pocket folder and keep it moving. They're like, what happened? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was watching what's that show, that Pawn Stars, when somebody had brought in like a little, like, you know how like them old keys look?
Yeah.
Long, and he had a key gun.
See that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Got it.
That's this, man. Look, we looking for divine retribution, and that's gonna happen. But to get that, you gotta have that wisdom. You gotta fear the Lord, right? And have that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All praise to the Most High. You got it, King.
What brothers was bringing up. Look, they really got a pen gun. They take a 22. And look,
see that?
Kind of fold it and kill people with it.
Look at that.
You hit him in the right spot. You done.
You done.
Look
at that. Jake ain't walking around with that.
Man, they got something, bro, that's that size called a heart attack gun. Shoot your ass and have a heart attack.
Flat out.
Like, bro, just stop it.
Stop it.
That stuff ain't gonna save you.
I'll take out a whole building with something that size.
Like you said all the time. Oh, you got it, King.
Oh, no, on that, I just want to share what you said. I Googled it. Look, the CIA made it, too.
Of course. Of course.
No, they got it. Look.
Mm-hmm.
Heart attack gun.
And like you say all the time, so right? How many times brothers then got killed with their gun on them?
Flat on them. On them, man.
It's like, what's the point, man?
So quit putting your faith. That's not going to be the stability of your times, man. And it's letting you know wisdom is better than weapons of war.
God.
It's not carnal. We got to keep pushing that to our people. Because that's what our people feeling like they want a new Black Panther movement. Hey, we not that. We not the new Black Panthers. Right?
Yeah, it's like that brother that remember the brother you was dealing with. Like maybe this was like maybe 2-3 months ago. The brother was saying he just ready for the war. But when Yahawah come back, he just ready for the war. And it's like, brother, your spirit getting tossed to and fro daily.
Yeah.
You ain't winning the physical war or the spiritual war.
Exactly. Oh, that's the brother, man. I'm like, what you gonna do with this body?
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man. We need some spiritual glory. Hey, man, look, we need divine retribution to get this kingdom back. Just is what it is, man. So we got to get back to fearing the Lord, keeping these commandments, and having faith in His Son. Where you can be on the right-hand side when that do go down, because it's going down. We see prophecies unfolding day by day, right? So it's going down. You just better be on the right side.
And real quick, for people who don't know what divine retribution, I'm gonna just read the definition real quick on my phone. God. Divine retribution is supernatural punishment of a person, a group of people, or everyone by a deity in response to some action.
See that? That's what we waiting on.
God.
Right? By the Most High, He's sending His Son back with them hosts of angels, man. And Lord willing, we in that number on that right-hand side, right? Lord That's why hey, you got to fear the Lord, keep His commandments, man. Right? Have that knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Because it says it's going to be the stability of thy times and the strength of your salvation. It's a beautiful thing, man. You know what I mean? So, Lord willing, we continue to fear the Lord and increase that fear, because there's no ceiling to it. You don't get in here like, yeah, I feared you enough, Lord. Ain't nothing more I can do. There ain't no ceiling to it. We beg for increase in that day by every day. Got to understand that. Y'all got it, King. All praises.
I want to bring out that Deuteronomy 4. That Deuteronomy 4 and 5. For real, starting with 4 and 5. Because like y'all kings was bringing out is that we got to realize that we as a nation running around here trying to be like the other nations when the other nations supposed to be looking at us trying to be like us. You know what I mean? Right. And Yahawah's will so perfect. He warned us in Deuteronomy. He exhorted us and told us to remember, right, when He gave the words to Moses, and then He warned us and told us what's gonna happen if we forget. That's like you telling your child, you be like, look, man, you do A, B, and C, you're gonna get a PlayStation 6. They like, damn, PlayStation 6 ain't even out yet. You kind of happy. You know what I'm saying? But then you tell them, hey, but look, you get that F, I'm taking everything you ever had, and I'm beating you. I'm be like, dang, hold on. I'm gonna get a PlayStation 6. I'm gonna do A, B, and C. But if I do D, E, and F, I ain't gonna get the PlayStation 6, which ain't even been heard of yet. But you're gonna take everything that I do know and beat me down. It's gonna kind of supposed to mess with your mind, like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like you weighing it in the balance. Okay, PlayStation 6 for everything I got taken and me get beat down.
What Cat Williams say? You want candy or a whooping?
Here go the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 5, right? It says, now I want to actually start with verse 4. It says, but ye, right, that did cleave unto the Lord your God are alive, every one of you this day. Hey, man, we got to cleave to Yahawah B'Shem Yahushua. And when you think about that cleave, hey, Big Judah, can you bring that up, that verse up? That Deuteronomy 4 and 4 and go into that cleave. Because every time you think about cleave, right? You know, think about somebody say like that you cleaving on for your dear life. Like you kind of like, you know what I'm saying? You got kind of how they say that death grip. You know what I'm saying? But think of how, like, I think about my little baby girl, like newborn baby, she just be cleaving on to my wife. Like, Like it's like security. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
that cleave, that comfort. You know what I'm saying? Right. So the water, Malak. So you see,
Yeah.
look, cleave, clinging, adhering to. Strong's H1695. Darbak. Darbak. Adhering, cleave, joining, stick closer. So you think about that when something is joining, it's like bonded. You know what I'm saying? It's like you binding it together. You know what I mean? It says, but ye that did cleave unto Yahawah, your power, are alive, every one of you this day. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither you go to possess it. We can't get into this land of our captivity and forget our God and forget our power, right? Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding, and the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say. So first, we got to keep them and do them. And once again, that's our wisdom. What's the beginning of wisdom? The fear of the Most High. It says, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great, who hath the Most High so nigh unto them, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that has statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day? Now, peep this. This is the warning. Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons. And that's, hey, we got to fear the Most High and teach it to the next generation as a perpetual covenant. You know, y'all got it.
All praise to the Most High. Yeah, I'm gonna get a quick two piece. My last two. Let's get. I mentioned it earlier. Let's get Matthew 10 and 28. Let's get Matthew 10 and 28. It says, "And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell." Right? So that's clear, man. You gotta fear the Most High God because He's the one that can kill your body and your soul, man. He can have you in an everlasting torment,
God.
right? Doesn't it say that the lake of fire is of no return? You see that? Like, it's clear, man. You gotta fear Yahweh about Shem Yahweh Shai, right? And then for my last one, just give a good reason to fear the Lord. We're gonna go Psalm 78. There's many reasons to fear the Lord. Don't let my wording of that, kind of throw you off. This is just one of the many reasons. This is Psalm 78 and 49. It says, Salaki. It says, He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them. Right? It says, He made a way to his anger. He spared not their soul from death, but gave their life over to the pestilence, and smote all the firstborn in Egypt, the chief of their strength, and their tabernacles of Ham. So you gotta kind of understand, man. I understand the context of where this is and what's going on, but the Lord has sent an evil angel on you, right? He'll send evil angels at anybody that he chooses to. And you don't want an evil angel on your trail. Just kind of imagine that. Kind of like, you think of like, brothers and sisters scared of a stalker. You might be scared of a dog that's following you. You might be scared of that you get chased by a damn bee. Think about an evil angel that's on your heels and is sent by the Lord. And you don't know what you about to go through. It could be a slow torment before he take you up out of here, or it could be quick and still very painful. right? So that's just one of the many reasons to fear the Lord, man. Because if you being disobedient to him, and he could do all type of things to you. He can send them evil angels among you. What else did it say? It said he can give your life over to pestilence, right? He could smote all the firstborn. And these are things that he's done, right? This isn't just a what he can do. These are things that he's done. And he told us that during Jacob's trouble and the day of the Lord, and we're going to see things on the earth that he's never even done before to the earth. And we read about all of these things that he's done, pestilences. The verse right above 49 says he gave up their cattle also to the hail and their flocks to hot thunderbolts. And the Lord is spiraling down fire from the heavens. He raining fire, man. He putting tornadoes, earthquakes, floods, all type of things on the earth. And he said in that time, and we're going to see some things on the earth that he ain't never even showed us. Right? So get your fear in order right now before it's too late. I got it.
Man, all praises, man. This is it's an understatement that this has been a mighty lesson through the spirit and power of Yahawah, all praise to the Most High. And I thank the Most High daily for y'all brothers, man, and just for his truth, period. You know, it's evident coming from a lot of the backgrounds that the Israelite community comes from to being where we at now, serving the Lord willing in truth and sincerity, that, man, the Most High can alleviate a lot of stress and a lot of problems in our life by two simple things: keeping faith in who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Hamashiach Yahawah, and by keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments that he commanded us through the mighty hands of the prophet Moses, who, all praise to the Most High, brought us out in the first Exodus. And Lord willing, we be accounted worthy to make it out of this second Exodus. Lord willing, because we know this is going to be a terrible day, like the brother just brought out. You know what I mean? I got a little quick three piece, and I'm pretty much done too. I got a couple more, but I'm gonna do this 3-piece real quick just to wrap it up. I got Sirach 9 and 15. That's the book of Sirach, chapter 9 and verse 15. And it reads, "Let thy talk be with the wise." Right? And just even before we even finish this verse, understanding that, let thy talk be with the wise. It's not saying that you can't try to enlighten your brothers and sisters who are clearly foolish and not keeping the laws of God, and the statutes and the commandments of the Most High God. But it's just saying, let your talk, the things that you say, be with the ones who are wise, right? Being with the ones who you know through the scriptures and through the precepts are wise. You know, we have mighty examples through the spirit of wisdom all throughout this book, of brothers and sisters, mighty brothers and sisters who were perfect in the eyes of the Most High God, keeping all his laws, statutes, commandments. You know? And what it says in the end is a very important thing as well. And all thy communication in the law of the Most High. So we know that fearing the Most High God, what that looks like is keeping his laws. So our communication, right, needs to be a mirroring that. It has to be a mirror effect of that sort, of being in the law of the Most High God, talking the talk that the wise that we have mighty examples of used to talk. Our mighty brother Paul, right? Our the mighty prophet Isaiah that we see Yahawah Mashiach quoting often throughout the so-called New Testament. All right, and with that, I'm gonna segue into Deuteronomy 6 and 24. Just going back to the law. You know, that's what it all roads lead back to that. So if somebody tells you not to follow the Old Testament, run far away from that person and run back to the scriptures, because that is an egregious lie, and it's going to get you destroyed right along with that person that told you not to. So I'm going to get Deuteronomy 6 and 24. It reads, "And the Lord Yahawah commanded us to do all these statutes So all the statutes that he brought out before that and that's going to be brought out, he told us to do. And watch this one. This is what we've been talking about the whole night. To fear the Lord, Yahawah, our God, for our good always. Because, you know, fearing the Most High God is not just, there's no reward for it. I mean, it's not like there's no reward for it, right? The reward for it is, for one, is for our own good. Because if we were fearing the Most High God, we won't be in danger of being snuffed out by your brother because you sleeping with his wife. You know, if you fear the Most High God by keeping His commandments, you're not about to have diabetes by eating all this pork, all this shrimp, crab, lobster that's killing our people. Right? Just certain things that you can clearly see through keeping the precepts. The Most High God is going to shield you and protect you, keep the holy angels and camp around you. All right. And like it ends and says that He might preserve us alive as it is this day. Think about something that's preserved, right? Something that's kept protected. Like some people got their favorite shoes wrapped in shrink wrap. You know, they suction it. That's their favorite shoe. They preserve it. You know, I don't want nobody to touch it. They call it dead stock, right? We got to fear the Most High God that He might preserve us alive, that He might keep our fire going. Think about a fire, right? If I hold this lighter down and keep it held, the flame is going to stay. But the Most High God, if we're not keeping His laws, it's that simple. And you gone out of here. You're not being preserved. Your life is nothing to Him. It's the flick of a finger, right? And your life is out of here. So not keeping His laws, that's a treacherous thing. That's a scary thing to even be, you know, tiptoeing on those lines. It says, as it is this day. So I'm going to wrap it up with this. And all praise to the Most High, man. I pray this message reached whoever it was meant to reach through the Spirit, to keep the Most High God's commandments, to show that you fear Him so that He can preserve your life. And that's Sirach 37:15. It says, and above all this, pray to the Most High, that He will direct thy way in truth. You know, above all of, you know, at the end of the day, like Solomon said, we gotta fear Him and keep His commandments. And doing that, that is how He's gonna keep us in the truth, because we know the commandments are the truth. So praying to Him and asking Him for that, right? Because we know that nothing happens if it's not in the will of the Most High God. That's why we need to pray for these things daily, so that we'll keep that fire on. The Most High God keeps that fire going and shine brighter and brighter, Lord willing. So all praise to the Most High, Yahawah Shem Yahushua. Our brothers got it.
God. All praises, all praises. Real quick, Sirach 21:11. Sirach 21:11. He that keepeth the law of the Lord getteth the understanding thereof, and the perfection of the fear of the Lord is wisdom. So, hey man, come back to keeping His law, statutes, commandments, Israel. You know, that's your true understanding. And the perfection of the fear of the Lord is wisdom, man. You know, we striving for perfection, man. So, hey, keep these laws, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability. Keep the faith in His Son. Let's turn up, Yahshua. Anybody have anything else?
All praise Yahawah Shem Yahushua.
All praise Yahawah Shem Yahushua.
Yahawah Shem Yahushua.
Yeah, with that, we'll give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah Shem Yahushua. We hope that was edifying to whoever watched this, man. Receive it, Lord willing. Hey, we love y'all. Habatah, Israel.
Habatah.
Signing out.